battery-operated magic toupee, the podcast. Journey to dimensions of existence even more moronic and idiotic than ours. Alternative universes of such stupidity that we've constructed the battery-operated magic toupee. Warning! The following comedy is intended for mature audiences and for those not easily offended. If you're of a delicate disposition and offend easily, for example, if we refer to you as a silly cunt, we recommend stop listening immediately, cancel us now, and fuck off. The battery-operated magic toupee, the podcast! What do you do when a man walks up to you, looks you straight in the eye, and says the word penis? Do you wonder, why is this man saying penis to me? Do you try to figure out whether he's referring to his penis or yours? Do you suspect that he may want to show you his penis? And are you extra alarmed if you don't have a penis? On the next Yes, It's Another Morning, existential social philosopher Izzy Miskowitz looks at these ridiculous conundrums as well as what happens when a man walks up to you and says woo-woo. Do you wonder if he's just expressing his joy over something like woo-woo as in yippee, or does woo-woo refer to a woman's woo-woo, more commonly known as a vagina? All this and more on the next Yes, It's Another Morning, but first... If your mother told you that laughter is the best medicine, then your mother was wrong. Contrary to popular belief, laughter is not only bad for your health, but laughter can kill. Every year, thousands of people die from laughing. Take, for example, the tragic tale of Timothy Lepke, struck down in the prime of life by having a hearty laugh in the middle of a motorway. Not to mention the sad case of Sir Harold Horsemeat, killed by a jolly rollicking giggle near a demolition site. Or the case of Matthew Banana Marybottom, torn apart, limb from limb, inside the ape enclosure at the zoo, while enjoying an amused titter over a flatulent gorilla. In order to comply with recent government guidelines to prevent accidental laughter or bemusement, the following episode of Comedy Night at the Comedy Club has been specifically rewritten to not be funny. It is safe, and all humorous content has been deleted. So sit back and enjoy this week's safe episode of Comedy Night at the Comedy Club. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely nothing happened on the way to the theater tonight. No amusing incidents, just nothing. My wife, what a fine woman. Nothing wrong with her, no funny quirks or amusing shtick. She's just normal, nothing unusual. My mother-in-law, nothing funny about her either. No problem. She's so fat she should go on a diet, lose some weight. It's unhealthy. The Prime Minister! I won't comment on the economy. I'm not an economist, and the way he's running the country, well, nothing funny about that. It's just tragic. Last night I was having sex with my wife last night. It was nice. A few amusing things happened. I enjoyed it. Well, thank you very much. You've been a quiet audience. Good night. Battery-operated magic toupee. Upload more shit.
My name is Stanley Stupp, and this is Stanley's Anal Talk. Do you have difficulty working your anus into polite conversation? And by working your anus into polite conversation, I don't mean you there pulling your trousers down, spreading your arse cheeks, and inserting your anus in a physical way. I mean you have difficulty in polite conversation, bringing up the topics of conversation surrounding the anus. And when I say surrounding the anus, I don't mean literally the parts that surround the anus. For example, the butt flaps or arse cheeks. I'm talking about conversations surrounding the anus. If you take my course, I'll teach you techniques on how to insert your anus into any conversation. For example, good evening, Mrs. Gladstone. How am I? I'm not too good. You see, I'm suffering with painful swollen hemorrhoids and my anus is on fire. Oh, and this one. What is it, Mr. Hopkins? You smell something odd in the room? Well, I'm afraid I'm having digestive difficulties. I'm releasing a tremendous amount of ill-fated wind from my digestive system through the rings of my anus. You just heard 2 instances of cleverly working your anus into polite conversation. And not all instances of working your anus into polite conversation have to do with malfunctions of the anus, such as hemorrhoids or gas. I'll teach you such gems as, wow, look at that diamond-studded butt plug. I'll bet that would look wonderful shoved in my pocket anus. Or why, hello, Gwendolyn, you look happy today. Did your husband give you a good rimming around the anus? Yes, there are many wonderful creative opportunities for inserting your anus into conversation with me on Stanley's Anal Talk. Thank you.
Are you an idiot? A donkey-brained boob? An imbecile? A dunce? Do you find it difficult hiding your immense stupidity? Communicating can be tough, because you have to say things. And when you do say things, the things you say have to sound somewhat intelligent. But in today's fast-paced conversations, it's difficult to hide your extreme lack of intelligence. At the Stupid Clinic, spelled with the stupid spelling, STEWPID, we train you to conceal your stupidity. Lesson 1. Don't walk around slack-jawed with your tongue hanging out your mouth and drooling. Over 10 weeks, we will train you in the art of keeping your tongue in your mouth and closing it. Instead of dribbling dribble, you'll discover the art of swallowing your spit. Lesson 1 made a big difference to me personally. I used to wonder why at the end of the day, the whole front of my shirt was soaking wet when I hadn't been out in the rain, nor spilled anything on myself. After lesson 1, I discovered that the wet on the front of my shirt was all my dribbles. Ever since I started keeping my tongue in my mouth and closing my mouth and not dribbling and learning to swallow my spit, I've got dry shirts. Lesson 2. Recognizing shit. How many times have you been embarrassed by someone telling you you don't know shit? One of the biggest drawbacks to being stupid is you don't know shit. In Lesson 2, we will teach you shit. Over a 10-week course, we will walk you through many different situations, point to objects, and you'll correctly identify which is shit. The following is a recording from a typical session. Okay, Harold, what is that?
Shit?
No, that's a toothbrush.
What's a toothbrush?
You don't need it anymore. You don't have any teeth. Now, what is that?
Shit?
No, that's an automobile. You climb inside and you can drive about in it. And what is that?
I know what that one is. That's a bed with a pillow and a duvet.
No, that is shit. I'm pointing to shit in an unflushed toilet. That is not a bed. You do not want to sleep on that. All this and more at the Stupid Clinic. Contact us at the Stupid Clinic. We give you our website, but come on, let's not fool anyone. You don't know shit about how to operate a computer. And we're not going to give you our phone number either. You just dial the wrong number and annoy some random asshole who's stupid enough to pick up the phone when you call. The Stupid Clinic. Wait a minute! Hold it right there! Stop! This is the end of the sampler! If you want to listen to the rest of this thrilling episode of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, click on the link below, or listen to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And listen to this.
As we gain a higher understanding of stupidity, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. Hence we bid farewell to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, pooting and spooing and farting thick brown smoke as it dimly staggers from reality to reality on its moronic mission.
You have been listening to the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. It was performed and was written and produced by Elliot Stein. Copyright 2024, Gargoyle Entertainment. Thank you for listening! That was a sample of an episode of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Please click on subscribe and like and all the other cool and generous buttons that are on whatever site you just listened to this on. That helps us a lot, and we really appreciate it. What you just heard was a sample, a taster. And if you like the taste, come listen to the whole podcast on Spotify, Apple, and other cool podcast platforms. And if you really liked it, really liked it, come be a member, a paid subscriber on the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast Patreon page for the complete uncut episodes and lots of other cool shit. Each episode takes 2 solid weeks to create and lots of resources to produce. It costs money, and we rely on the generosity of our members to keep the comedy going. And you can visit our webpage at BOMT.UK or battery-operated Magic Toupee.UK. And don't forget to tune in to the next thrilling episode of the battery-operated Magic Toupee, the podcast.
Toodles!